Unlike Joe, I am not shy. Get your phones out. Here we go. You get the next one, Amy. A dimension beyond not only meetings, but strange emails, weird backgrounds and white walls with weird plants and some picture of something you've never seen before. A virtual environment, not just of sound and reverb and feedback, but of weird coworkers that you're not quite sure what they're talking about. We're looking at a journey into a strange new land, bound just of your monitors and what you can see. The button is on your screen. All you have to do is push it, and we welcome you to the virtual meeting zone. And this, friends, is why you practice. Let's go forward. Our story begins with Betty and Myrtle. They're on a business call. They're setting up for a preparation. They've been using the virtual environment, but there's some things that they have left to learn.
I think it is. I think it is.
Hey, can you see me? And I got
Hey,
something like teeth.
Betty, you're picking your teeth.
Hey, Howard. Howard, I don't know what's going on. Oh, maybe I need to read.
Betty, do you have the agenda?
Oh, there you are, Myrtle. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, functioning. Yeah.
Just dressing up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice hair, man.
Oh, thanks. I just got it done. Yeah.
Did you go back to the 80s or what?
Well, I'm kind of stuck there, and I'm pretty.
So what's on the agenda today?
Well, no, you tell me. You called this meeting, right?
No, it was your meeting.
Oh, I think I just wanted to see people.
Well, you do see the most important person right here.
Oh, I can see myself. Yes, you're right. You're right. I can. How do these background things work? Can you really see me on the camera?
You can pick out.
Can you see me on the camera? Hold on. I don't know how this thing works. Technology has surpassed.
I mean, we've only been doing this a couple years with virtual stuff.
Yeah, but I've been sleeping a lot. So yeah, I guess we did call this meeting together for something.
I thought you sent the agenda out with the invite.
I don't really remember that. Hold on a second. I think I hear something.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry.
Is that dog barking?
Hold on. Let me take that for.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. I was on
Yeah.
mute. I didn't know that.
You keep hitting that mute button.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, that's what happens. Oh, wait. I think I lost my video. Hold on. Let me get that back. Okay. All right. So we are going to be. Oh, see, I think I got some of my teeth again.
I don't see it.
Pause.
All right. So let's think about this, right? What are the things when we go to a virtual meeting that we need to consider? The first thing we need to consider is showing the slide deck. There we go. So fixes to audio. We want to make sure that we can hear anything. And just so you know, it took us 45 minutes today to figure out how to work the audio in this room. So this is a practice makes perfect. You want to make sure that you figure out how to work the audio in your machine. You also want to make sure that you tell the people that are using the room how to use the audio. Not everybody knows. All the systems are different. You want to make sure that you go in there every single time. You also want to make sure that the interruptions in the room are limited. This is cats in your lap, dogs barking in the background, random naked spouses walking around behind you. These are things that you want to make sure that you can't hear. Make sure you're muted if you start talking to somebody randomly in the cubicle next to you. These are things you want to make sure you're thinking about because this is what we're putting out to the world. So the next thing we want to think about on the next slide is the visual aspects, right? You would not believe how important lighting is. I got nailed to the wall for having too dark of a room. And then I lit it up and they were like, you're just one shiny spirit. There's this glowing thing around you. So you want to make sure that you're looking at the lighting. You want to make sure some meetings are background friendly, some are not. If you have an orange wall behind you and you have a filter on, every time you move your hand, everybody sees everything behind you. So you want to make sure that you're thinking about the visual aspects of this. You also want to make sure that you're aware of your camera angle. I do not want to look up your nose. I do not want to look in your ear for an entire meeting. I do not want you to see my left eyeball and that's it. So we want to make sure we don't share our cleavage. These are things we don't, it's a lovely necklace, but we want to make sure we're not sharing those things. Things to keep in mind, and it's actually super important. This is what you're putting out there in the world. And like I said, there's environments like this that are loads of fun. You can actually play it up and make fun in lots of backgrounds and do crazy stuff. And then there are environments where you don't. All right, next slide. We continue, the saga continues. So Myrtle and Betty are setting up for this meeting. They're meeting with their teammates, but they need to know a couple of things, what the meeting's for, and they have to consider the virtual aspects of this.
Hey, Betty, do you think we need to get the team together? You know, the team.
There's a team.
Yeah. I forgot who was supposed to be on it. I think Joe and do you remember the team?
I thought I was a team.
But
We don't have
when
anybody
are we
else.
going to meet again?
Well, can't we do it all via email? Isn't that the best part?
No, we really need to like get together.
Okay. Well, show me what you got so far.
Some maps.
Some cool maps?
Yeah, absolutely. I
Like-
only do cool maps.
Really cool maps?
Very cool maps.
Can you share your screen? Do you know how to do that?
Well,
With
we got to set
sound?
up the invite for the team.
Oh, we can't meet right now. We got to set up a meeting. Do you know how to do that?
Huh?
I don't know how to do that.
You sent this one. You sent the invite.
Are you sure it wasn't my secretary?
Well, I don't know about that part, but we got Betty Jean, Joe.
Harold. God,
I don't
he
know who
drives me-
Harold is. Is he on the team?
I don't know. He's that new guy we hired. I don't really care for him.
I agree.
He's just extra.
Okay. All right. So if we look at our slides, what we realize is invites are important. I had an epic fail that I will share with you. We actually had a public meeting where we
Slide deck.
invited 50 people and the audio was set up incorrectly. We had 50 people and I had a sticky note in front of the camera that said, use the new invite. And you had to write it backwards. So I wrote, use the new invite backwards and held it up because these are things that you have to prepare for. You have to know how many people are going to be in the room. You have to know what equipment is that you're using. You have to make sure of things. Zoom used to kill me because it would send out an invite. Please join Hope in her personal room. I'm like, that is some kinkiness that Zoom has got going on. I'm not sure I'm okay with that. I don't think this follows business rules. So you want to make sure that you understand. I've also had lots of meetings specifically with Zoom or with when you send out a Google invite, it automatically puts a Google video invite as well as the Zoom invite. So I had to have people going to Google and half the people going to Zoom. Again, we're living in a
Joseph
world of
Sloop, what?
we're living in a world of lots of options, but you need to make sure you're very clear on you're inviting everyone. The second one or the third one or wherever I am in this is you want to know how people are going to interact in that meeting. So I know all of this seems very basic, but there should be a checklist on your desk that every time you set up one of these, you're thinking through these. Are you going to allow people to talk when they come in the room? Do you know how to mute everyone automatically? Do you know how to use chat? Do they know how to use chat? Heaven forbid you try to annotate anything. If people are going to go in and draw and share and do things with you, everyone needs to know how to do that. So I would suggest, especially with a you haven't worked with, that you have a mini training session at the beginning of your meeting to say, these are where all the buttons are. This is how you react. Don't talk to me. Send me a chat. All of the explanations that we have. These are things that we want to make sure people understand the rules of engagement. All right, next slide. So meeting logistics, right? You're looking at what type of meeting is it? Is this a meeting where lots of people are going to be talking back and forth to each other? Or is it a meeting where you're talking and people are listening or vice versa? That's a big one. You want to make sure you know how to work all the tools. You want to double check all of the settings. Audio, video, date, time. Have you ever sent an invite to somebody for midnight instead of noon all the time? These are all things that if you're doing a large scale meeting, you have to resend that every single time. Audio are you using? Are you using your phone? Are people using their computers? Is your bandwidth enough to do? Can you actually handle that? Can they? Do you need to turn the video so everybody can hear everybody? These are all things that you have to consider. What time frame will it be? Anybody set up a Zoom meeting and didn't buy it? You got 40 minutes and they just cut you off. It's like, okay, see ya. Frame is, and then the other big one for me is you can take a test in all of these and not have to ask people to say their names. So this gives you a really good way to do that. There's lots of tools out there that also let you do things like transcripts and recordings. So how are you going to store that? How are you going to share it? If it's actually part of what you're doing, make sure you can use it. So these are all things that we want to talk about. All right, next slide. Okay, one more time with Betty and Myrtle, the final. We're going to explain some slides and consider what they need to show in a virtual environment. So join us for the review of the maps and statistics.
Oh, so Amy, you see this map? Oh, Betty, see this map? You know, it has all the.
What?
Yeah, it's got lots of pretty colors, a lot of wording. Yeah, maybe, yeah, I could see what you're trying to do, like what a map is, and what do you think?
Wait, I can't see that. Anybody got any peepers? I can't see that. Yeah. What?
Time out. Don't do this. Don't be this guy. This is a horrible slide. This whole slide deck has been filled with horrible slides. Don't
It
do
is
this.
from National Geographic, not the wording is.
The wording is from National Geographic, but nobody would know. Make sure that your background is user-friendly for visuals. Again, think about where they're being shown. Big screen, little screen, where it's going to be, but that's too much picture for too many words. That's too many words. So sure you know what's going on there.
Can
Okay,
I-
I go to the next map. So see on the black, that would be Saturn. Do you see all that? I
But-
mean, Saturn's huge.
but
and then Mars is like red. You see the legend, the Jupiter.
Mars, Venus. Women are from Venus.
Yes, we are. But right now we're talking about Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter. You can
What-
see the shapes of the planet,
No,
right?
no, no. Where's Uranus? I don't see it.
The other thing you need to think about is who you let talk. We are mappers. Don't take just something and put it up there. These were all stolen from world's worst slide decks. So we hijacked these off the internet, but make sure that what you're doing is clear and plain. Be proud of your work. Make sure you know what's going out there, specifically in a virtual world where they may be all they're seeing and they're going to have to look at it while you explain it. It needs to be friendly and self-explanatory.
Okay, so the next map, I think it's about crime statistics. And we're talking about murders, looting, burglary.
Looting.
But see, you can see when
Wait, somebody needs to put their phone on mute. Wait, there's murders?
yeah, and you can see what time it was. See in the graph, isn't that a good graph? It can
That
tell you.
looks like Target.
Well, we
Target.
are talking
Have you
about
been to
gun
Target
violence and
lately? It always
armed and
smells like
disorderly.
popcorn.
I thought mine smelled like
muggings?
Starbucks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Does anybody know what this picture says? Maybe after 20 minutes of figuring out what all these dots are. Again, if you're going to share information, share it in a user-friendly manner. Make sure that it's things that pop out and automatically you can understand. This is a lot. So I'm sure it means something to someone, but not a lot of people.
All right, Myrtle, what you got any other?
Okay, I think I have one more graph of how to use the community in maps and the next one. It's a good diagram.
Maps
So
are for
community
communities.
enlightenment. You know, you use your maps, integration, human capital. You can get your local governments involved, community groups, partners, knowledge,
Yeah, she don't know what she's talking about.
skills.
Here.
I mean,
I'll
look
be
at the
with you in a
graph. You can
minute.
see the
She's
flow
gonna
of
shut up in a
everything.
minute.
And it's called conscientization.
Bless you.
You don't know what conscientization is?
Is that a
It's like
form
the
of peanut?
science of maps and community involvement.
Maps are stupid. Nobody uses maps.
Oh, but they do. You saw all the information I gave you in the last one.
You can concatenate, right?
No,
Oh.
concatenates Excel and, you know.
This isn't Excel.
No, it's a good flow chart. You can see all the partners
Oh.
in it.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know that one.
So what's the rule? Keep it simple, stupid. Way too complicated. It's got to be very, very understandable quickly. So this is too much going on. You want to make sure that you're not making up words.
I don't even
Uh,
know what that word means.
Yeah. Anybody know what this word means?
You might
So-
get a door prize if you do.
So make sure that your information is viable and that it's easily usable, and don't put things out here like this. So we want to keep it clean. We want to make it legible. We want to keep it concise. It needs to be quick to understand, and we want to keep it on topic and pertinent. So with the next slide, we're going to have say goodbye to Betty and Myrtle.
Okay, I'm done. Bye.
Well,
See you
but-
later.
But so we have this thing going on that we need to talk about, and oh, she's gone. Myrtle Hathaway. Where'd she go?
All right. So the last slide we have is know the role of a meeting. A meeting just to have a meeting. A meeting is not just to watch people draw on a board. A meeting is not just to write a bunch of things down or donuts or to impress people that you're there. Make sure that you know what the meeting is for, that you have an agenda set and ready, and that you're ready and prepared to provide information. So we hope that you have enjoyed the virtual presentation. Don't do this. Part 2. Thanks, everybody.